This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life. Right.
Hello everybody, it's Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show, and I wanted to make a video today because somebody asked me, or a lot of people always ask me, how can they detox or do a little cleanse without breaking the bank, without spending too much money or too much time, because a lot of people just don't have the time these days to detox like they should be detoxing. So how can you do a quick, easy detox without spending a lot of money? And the answer is really, fasting is the best way to go. I mean, if you do a fast, it's letting the body naturally detoxify itself, because anytime you're eating food, the body's slowing down the detox process to deal with breaking down the food and digestion and so on. Now, depending what type of food you're eating will depend on how much you're slowing it down. So if you're eating fried chicken versus eating fruits and vegetables, it's definitely not good if you want to detoxify. But fasting is a way to go, or at least if you can't water fast, juice fasting, and then blended foods. The more you start adding to your diet to make your digestion work, the more it's slowing down on the detoxification. Another thing is at nighttime. When you're eating at nighttime, your body naturally detoxifies and cleanses if you go to sleep on an empty stomach. But if you're going to sleep after just eating a meal, instead of your body doing the natural cleansing of the blood and detoxifying, it's actually just still processing and digestion. And sometimes, depending what you eat, that could happen hours after you've eaten your meal. So I definitely think it's a wise idea to go to sleep on an empty stomach. Check out my book called The Daylight Diet for more information about that, going to sleep on an empty stomach. But now herbal cleanses are wonderful. There is an herbal cleanse called the Ajuva Herbal Cleanse on my website, which I recommend, EJUVA. It's really a full body cleanse. They also have a parasite cleanse and a candida cleanse, but the Ajuva full body cleanse for years has been a wonderful seller, and people keep doing it year after year, including myself, because it really does work and get rid of waste from the body. It's designed with a whole bunch of herbs in there to really help the body break down and clean out a lot of waste that wouldn't normally be able to come out. So it kind of assists the body in doing that. Now, doing enemas and colonic is also a way to cleanse and detoxify, and they're different. Colonics can be quite expensive. Enemas are almost like your homemade colonic, and they're not as much money. They're very inexpensive. They're actually free. And you could do that. Doing all of these things I mentioned at the same time, an herbal cleanse, a fast, and colonics or enemas, that's the way to go right there, if you can have the time to do it and you understand what you're doing. As for the herbal cleanses, the Ajuva cleanse is it's a full 1 month cleanse, and that's why it works so successfully, but it also costs some money. You can go to your local health food store and you can get some type of cleanse. Another, they have cleansing herbs that you could take. One of the best inexpensive cleanses I find is the Dr. Schultz Formula 1 and Formula 2. That's powerful, folks. It's not just a laxative, because you're going to go to the bathroom, but it actually does a lot of cleansing as well. So that's one that's really good and inexpensive and quick. But I do like the Ajuva as an overall program on how to do this. But it's a good idea to go at least once a month. I mean, once a year, if not once a month, but at least once a year to do a nice herbal and fasting and detoxing cleanse to help the body. If you can go 1 day a week, 1 week a month, all the better. I mean, the more you're continually cleansing the body, the better it is. I mean, there have been studies of cells and organs that have been put in dishes in laboratories and lasted much longer in a cleaner environment than a toxic environment. So, it's so important and so overlooked by society today, about cleaning. And so many people are worried about cleansing the outside of the body, but they never cleanse the inside of their body. So colonics and enemas and things like that. I interviewed William Esser, who owned a fasting retreat here in Florida, and I once asked him, he's no longer alive, he lived a pretty old age, but I asked him when he was alive, I said, you own this fasting retreat, how often do you fast? And he said, never, I don't need to, because I don't overeat. So the amount and the extent of cleanse you do should be determined on, number one, your overall health, and number two is, how much do you abuse your body on a regular basis? I mean, if you're pretty moderate and you don't give in to gluttony and other addictions, you might not need as hard as a cleanse or to cleanse as often as somebody who does suffer from those issues. So it's an individual based on, I believe, in how long we should do and how to do it and so on. But it's always a good idea to cleanse at some point It's not going to hurt. It's only going to help. So now it's a good idea to also know where you're at too, because if you already have deficiencies and then you decide to fast and cleanse, you could make those deficiencies worse. People say that, well, health teachers say sickness is either, or disease is either a detoxification or deficiency, one or the other. So it's a good idea to know which one it is, because the signs are quite symptoms are very similar. So once you know what it is, if it's a detox or if it's actually a deficiency, you want to treat them different. A detox, you need to slow down, maybe fast, but it's the body trying to clean out. But if it's a deficiency, your body's not getting enough of something. So even though you might be taking a lot of something, it might not be of what it needs. So in that case, you need to make sure you're getting enough of that. And some people often say, well, my body craves what it desires. And I say, no, addictions crave what they're addicted to. For example, I mean, everybody's going to crave white sugar and other high sugar sweet foods for the most part because we have sweet tooths, not because we need sweets. Yes, there is some to the degree of it. If we're deficient in some vitamin, the body still has some intelligence left to give us a craving for it, so we know. But so to a degree that might be true, but we can't fool ourselves in thinking that's the case all the time, because smokers and alcoholics can say, "Oh, I'm craving a drink, so I guess my body needs that." No, it's not like that. And I know that's an extreme example, but the same thing people do with foods that they're addicted to. They might say, oh, my body's craving this, or I need this, or something. It always seems like they crave what they supposedly like, right? They don't crave something they don't like. So the body doesn't need what they don't like, but the body needs what they like. But folks, just pay attention. I want to say listen to your body, but if you're already toxic and you have some issues going on, your body probably is not giving you an honest answer. So listen to your body once it's cleaned out and once you're healthy. Otherwise, get some blood work done and monitor your health, monitor what's going on, and hopefully you'll be better off. All right, put your comment or question below the video, and if you have any other questions, let me know. Until then, have a great day and a great real life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.